Hello, my name is Emily LaCourte, and this would be the presentation that I would present to the board about mobile learning. What is mobile learning? M-learning or mobile learning is defined as learning across multiple contexts through social and content interactions using personal electronic devices, a form of distance education. M-learners use mobile device educational technology at their convenience. Why use mobile learning? With a variety of tools and resources always available, mobile learning provides increased options for the personalization of learning. Mobile learning in classrooms often has students working independently, in groups, or individually to solve problems, to work on projects, to meet individual needs, and to allow student voice and choice. With access to so much content anytime and anywhere, there are plenty of opportunities for formal and informal learning, both inside and outside of the classroom. Um, my biggest thing that I'm going to introduce is it's not that much different than what we're already doing. We're just introducing using a mobile device. What are the benefits of mobile learning? Learning will match administration, teachers, students, and parents' lifestyles. These are things that we're using constantly. Some of my students, brothers and sisters in fifth grade, have cell phones, so they're always seeing them. They're always using them. They're used to using them. They talk about using their tablets at home, so this is their lifestyle. This is what they see. Continuous learning. Learning doesn't just stop at school. So when they go home, they can take their tablet or use a tablet or phone they have at home to keep learning. They can use the programs that we have at school and are using at school. Software literacy. Students become used to reading and practicing with different software. This will help them begin to pick up things much faster. I've even noticed this year in my class, we've been using a lot of different programs, and as a school, we've introduced new programs, and the kids pick them up so much faster now that we're using our school's technology a lot more. Teachers and pupils trade roles. Kids are able to capture their own knowledge and share and teach in return. So when it's right in front of them, they can look something up really quick, figure out the answer, and share it to the whole class and to the teacher. Customized education. You can really differentiate with mobile learning, which is super awesome for all students. And it creates 21st century learners. This is where we're going. This is what the kids are used to. How do we move towards mobile learning? Hardware. I think that's the biggest thing, especially at my school. We don't have a ton of hardware. We've really progressed in the past 2 years, which is awesome. But having all the needs to go 100% full force into mobile learning, getting that hardware, getting those every student what they need. PD and trainings, I think that's another huge thing. All teachers need to be trained and they need to be confident in using this in their classroom. Because honestly, if they're not going to want to, or they're not going to feel comfortable using it. And if they aren't, the kids definitely will not be. Consistency. You can't just use it one day and not use it for the next 3 months. You need to use it every day, incorporate it into teaching and their learning every single day. Communication, that's huge in all aspects. Talking to the parents, letting the parents know what we're doing, what they can be working on at home. Communication with teachers and administrators, making sure we're up to date. Everyone knows what's going on at all times. Teach students etiquette and safety so they know what to be doing, what not to be doing. Because if they do have full range of that Wi-Fi, we have to make sure that they know what's appropriate for school. What do we need to ensure success? The devices need to be highly portable. The technology is available whenever the user needs to learn. So in the classroom, they're there, they're ready to go. Individual, the technology can be personalized to suit the individual's learner's abilities, knowledge, and learning style, and is designed to support personal learning rather than general office work. Available, the learner can use the technology anywhere to enable communication with teachers, experts, and peers. Like I said, when they go home, if they have a question, we can have a program to communicate with each other. It doesn't stop at school. Adaptable. The technology can be adapted to the context for learning and learners' evolving skills and knowledge. Another big thing is we need to be able to use all of our devices at school. They need to be adaptable at school and at home. Persistent. The learner can use the technology to manage learning throughout a lifetime so that the learner's personal accumulation of resources and knowledge will be immediately accessible despite changes of technology. Continued. Useful that the technology is suited to everyday needs for communication, reference, and work and learning. Easy to use. The technology is easily comprehended and navigated by people with no previous experience using it. That's huge for, I teach first grade. Some of my kids may not have used technology before, so this needs to be something they can pick up quick, and we don't spend months trying to learn the devices. Wi-Fi gives access to instructors and resources via internet. This is huge because we don't have Wi-Fi at our school, and I know many of the schools in our district do not. So this is the number one thing we need. Every school should have Wi-Fi at this point. Cloud computing, storing and sharing files. This is something our district is going towards. As a school, we don't have cloud computing yet, but I know as of next year, that's where we're going to be starting out. Right now, we just have like a Teach Drive on the computers, which I know a couple weeks ago our computers went down and we were not able to access that drive, which was very inconvenient if you store files on there. So I know that was a huge push towards cloud computing. The positives of mobile learning. Devices used are more lightweight than books and PCs. They can carry them around from class to class, so those students that travel, from social studies to math to English, they can take their devices with them and use them. Mobile learning can be used to differentiate and diversify the types of learning activities the students partake in. As a teacher, you can decide what the students are doing on their devices. Mobile learning can be useful. Can be a useful add-on tool for students with special needs. A lot of that goes with the differentiation and the diversity of the devices. Mobile learning can be used as a hook or to re-engage students. Relatively inexpensive opportunities at the cost of mobile devices are significantly less than PCs and laptops. You can get a mobile device for much cheaper than you can a MacBook or a Dell. Multimedia content delivery and creation options. The way that the students can deliver their projects and ideas is going to be much more broad than what they can now. Continuous and situated learning support, decrease in training costs. Teachers are able to use the in-school devices to train on certain programs or things like that. We don't have to have whole PD days. They can send them through the devices or do screencasts or Blackboard classrooms. Improving levels of literacy, numeracy, and participation in education amongst adults. This is my timeline. I'm still kind of working on this and I'm not too sure exactly if this is what I would go with, but this is something I need to look more into. Since there are so many schools in our district, we have a ton of schools, so this isn't going to happen in 1 year. We need to focus on 2 or 3 schools a year. We need to get them fully set up on a one-to-one technology. During that year, we will make sure all the resources are ready and available and it's full go. We can't just give them what they need, we think they're good, and then go on to the next school, because honestly, if they're not set up and we make sure everything's a go, it's not going to go the way we want it. They're not going to use it the way we want it. They're not going to be confident on how to use it. So we need to spend that year really hitting it hard, making sure by the end of the year they are 100% okay with what's going on. Their technology is useful. The kids are doing well with the technology. Every teacher is using it. And we'll continue to do this every year. So every year we'll hit 2 or 3 schools, make sure they're full go, and go to the next. This is not something that will happen overnight, but with the right resources and push, it can be done. How will we know it's working and benefiting our district? Academic growth, we can compare how the students did before the one-to-one technology or mobile learning to when they were using it. Student involvement, how are students involved and participating in the class or at home or not outside of school? Data, how are students, we can look at data and how are students, what were students turning in before and what are they turning in now? Academically, how are they doing? Students using the resources outside of school. Oops, typo. I'll have to fix that. Are, we can look at the data there and see how often are they getting on at home rather than, how often are they filling out or writing a paper, pen and pencil? Are they more motivated with this technology use at home to do homework and projects? How will we evaluate? Many programs we are and will continue to use keep track of student activity. I know we have 3 programs we're using right now. It kind of maps out their data and how they've been doing for how long they've been using the program. Once moving towards mobile learning, we'll be able to track the difference of time and growth it will be making. So how much growth they made when we were just using the technology we have now, which is, a couple computers in a room, Chromebook cart, compared to when they have that device right in front of them. Is the growth bigger? Is the growth less? Things like that. And I did add just a resource blurb, just some sites that we can go to find out more information if we would need to.